Uh-oh. Here we go. We're back. One more time. You know who it is. It's those dudes from XO Sports Talk Live. We're coming at you again. One more time. Welcome back to XO Sports Talk Live. Today is September the 5th. 2021, we getting ready to kick off episode number 18. What's up, fellas? Let's go. Let's go.
What's up? How's everybody doing?
Yes.
What's going on?
Hey.
Man, what's happening?
Back once again. This thing.
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. I'm super excited. Just on a note, as we get ready to enter into this new NFL season and all the sports talk that we're about to endure here on this show, we want to take this time to let all the people in New Orleans know that we are thinking about them and we're praying for them, as well as the people who dealt with Ida coming through here in the Northeast and New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. We're praying for all of you, even with the loss of life. We are praying for you, and our heart goes out. All of that is coming from XO Sports Talk.
Yes.
All right.
Our hearts truly go out. And it was good to hear from some of the people saying they will rebuild.
Yes.
That was a positive, strong message from the people there. And we hope that they're able to rebuild quickly.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Barry.
At this time, XO Sports Talk would like to thank you all for your support. We are now on all streaming platforms. Please feel free to leave any comments, any suggestions on how we can improve the show. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell. Please continue to tell your family and friends about the show. And once again, thank you all for your support.
All right.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, guys,
Appreciate you.
college football kicked off on Thursday night.
Woo, woo, woo.
And number 4, Ohio State, they won the game, but to me, they only won by 14 points against Minnesota. That wasn't a ranked team.
Yeah, they didn't look too impressive.
We'll see how the rankings come out on Monday.
Yeah.
But Alabama, basically in one game, has taken pretty much Miami out of the playoffs, crushing them 44-13.
That's Bama.
And Miami was ranked number 14, so I don't see Miami being in the playoff run. So just within the first week, so long, Hurricanes.
Never know what could happen.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just
Yeah.
that quick.
Football is back.
Yep. And Oklahoma, dogfight with Tulane, 40-13.
Yeah, I saw some highlights from that. Yeah.
So that wasn't too good for Oklahoma, number 2, winning by 5 points. So let's see what the college football ranked them.
It's still early. I know people still getting their feet underneath them, college football players, They're going to have to work it out. It's simple as that. Every game doesn't have to be a blowout. Sometimes you just match up well with teams.
But I think it hurts when the team is not ranked. When you're not ranked and they're looking for you to score so many points against an unranked team, that could hurt you. But like you said, Malcolm, it is still early, so let's see what happens down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
A lot of football to be played there.
A lot of football.
That tough game between Georgia and LSU, was that Georgia and Georgia, they won? They did. That was a tough game.
Yeah.
Georgia and Clemson.
Yeah.
Very tough game.
They know
Very tough.
Top five teams.
And that's what That's why they're not going to drop that low. Because
think
five and number 3, we're in a dogfight. That's what you expect.
Yeah. Well, 2 tough teams there early on, going head to head. That was just a great matchup.
Now,
They know each other.
If Georgia would have blew them out,
Mm-hmm.
blew out Clemson,
Well,
Clemson would take a pretty big fall.
Yeah.
And if it was vice versa, if Clemson crushed Georgia, Georgia would take a fall. But 5 and 3 playing that close, you can't drop them that. You can't drop them that far down.
No.
Yeah.
Both of those teams will be in the thick of things.
So, biggest NFL roster news coming out of New England. Cam Newton cut.
Not my boy Cam Newton.
Yep.
Superman.
Huh?
Yep.
Cam.
Oh, Cam. Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. Cam got some nice outfits, man. I always like the outfits he put on at his press conference. So,
Okay.
You only.
Yeah. We're gonna go. Terry, please help me out here.
It wasn't a big surprise to me. I kind of saw this coming with the news of the COVID mix-up, and I think basically the Patriots looked at it like, he missed what Belichick considers a key part of the training camp, where they have a joint camp practice. This year they had a joint camp practice with the Eagles, and Cam wasn't able to be a part of that. And so that got Mac Jones some reps, and they said he looked pretty good. Also, I can't see Cam on a team that, like the Patriots, being a backup. I don't see him willing to be a backup. And I think the Patriots kind of consider that too, or I'll just say Belichick. And I just think they have a history of bringing in big name players. And if it doesn't work out, they have no problem letting them go. I mean, go back to Chad Ochocinco, Albert Hainsworth.
Oh, the list is long. Yeah,
Very much so.
I hope he can catch on somewhere, because I still think he has a little bit left in the tank. But like I said, it wasn't a surprise to me. It wasn't big news to me.
Malcolm.
Yes. Bruh, Cam's his own problem, man. I mean, he made his money, former MVP, like I said before. Right now, I don't think teams believe in him. He's right. There's not 32 other quarterbacks better than him. I agree with that. But it ain't whether they're better than him is what they're looking for. You know what I mean? They may be looking for somebody with youth. They may be looking for somebody with ability. We all know that word, So the key is how questionable he is, with his arm strength or his shoulder strength because of surgery or whatever. I just don't. It's gonna be tough. I mean, he'd be a good backup for somebody. I won't lie about that. Heck, I wish Dallas would take him, but Dallas ain't gonna take him as long as he ain't got that COVID shot. I'm gonna tell you right now, they ain't taking him.
Emerson.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard the breaking news. Cam Newton now has his own clothing line, and that's why he asked for his own release to be released so he can operate his own clothing line. He's got a new clothing line coming out. It should be in stores in the next 2 weeks, just as the football season is kicking off. But anyway, they're in New England. Bill Belichick is a no-nonsense kind of guy. We don't know all the insides, whether it was a team meeting that he didn't show up for, whether it was a team practice that he didn't participate, and maybe Bill thought he could be out there on the field, getting some reps, getting some continuity with the team, building some chemistry with the receivers there. We know Cam from his years in Carolina. We knew him from his years at Auburn. He's had a very well-to-do career. And I just think maybe now it's time for Cam to either show everybody that he still has something left, in the tank, or it's time to move into the broadcasting booth. Maybe he becomes a broadcaster or something. But here we are. The start of the season, and Cam was cut from the New England Patriots, and Mac Jones will be the starter.
Brian.
I'm going to jump in real quick what E was saying about the clothing line. That's baloney. Nobody wants to hear that.
Hey, man. Got the nice outfits, man.
Yeah. But you've seen the writing on the wall coming when they drafted Matt Jones. You've seen that. But nobody expected it to be this quick. You thought it might be later in the season. The only thing I can say is, for a quarterback that is mobile, young quarterbacks that are mobile, work on your craft. Craft at QB is passing the ball. Have to be able to pass the ball, be accurate. If not, stuff like this has happened. When you are no longer mobile as you used to be, you find yourself out of the league or off a team just like that. And I read an article this morning, was kind of disturbing. Whether it's true or not, it still just kind of hurts. I read the article said that the rookie quarterback was teaching Cam stuff in the playbook that he didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I read that this morning. And it leaked.
Oh, wow.
So that is true or not, that's not the case, but it's just young mobile quarterbacks, work on your craft.
Wow. So are you saying that there was a rookie teaching this veteran quarterback who's been in this league well over 7 years, and he was sharing with him some things about the playbook?
MVP player.
Wow. Wow.
I read that this morning.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I don't, I was surprised last year that Belichick gave him an opportunity to play in New England. And by the contract that Belichick gave him at the beginning of the season, I talked to Emerson about this. I said, I would not be surprised if he doesn't stay with the team, because the structure of Belichick contract to Cam Newton had it out for him, an easy way out for the New England Patriots. And Belichick used it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam Newton, when you sign a contract, you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not up on your game, especially with somebody like Belichick, who has traded good players away in their prime, and people were like, why is he trading them? You remember not the tight end, but the corner, Ty Law,
yeah,
the defensive lineman, Seymour.
The list goes on and on.
He let Butler go.
The list goes on and on.
This is not a surprise that Bill Belichick would do something like this.
It's the Belichick way or no way.
and Belichick was pretty much tight-lipped about it. And the other thing is, was it that he didn't get a COVID shot? He had COVID last year.
Yeah, well,
he tested this year. And, you stand by your grounds on, hey, okay, I'm not getting it. Coach, general manager, look, okay, you're not getting it. Okay, you're not really playing that good in preseason. Why am I going to risk you having somebody else on the team test positive? There's the door.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I hope he sends, an outfit for Emerson. So, go.
Yeah, please, Cam, send me one of them outfits, man. I'll wear it for you, man. Promote your new clothing line.
Make sure you put some X's on that line.
Yeah.
The big man line. Make sure it's the big man line.
Yeah, don't put no O's to it.
Gotta represent for the big brothers, man. Huh?
The XO Sports.
XO Sports.
Guys, AFC West. Let's start it off with the Denver Broncos. Let's go with Malcolm.
Me, they're the bottom of the basement on that division because one, I mean, yeah, they got Teddy. Teddy's probably going to be a quarterback in that team, but Drew Lock wasn't that good anyway. And they got a bunch of misfits on that team, and they're going to do what they do. I'm not amped on their coaching, really. I mean, Von Miller's a great player. You know, they got pass rush ability. They're just going to maybe make enough noise just to, you know, what they do. Oh, excuse me.
Harry.
So I'm kind of the opposite. I'm thinking the opposite here with Denver. I think if Teddy Bridgewater can come in and manage the game, not make any mistakes, big mistakes, with that defense that they have, their defense is stout. They really don't have a weakness on that defense. What they are missing is a star quarterback, but I think they can come in second in their division. They play well, don't make a lot of mistakes. I got them going 11-6 in that division.
Wow. Emerson.
Listen, I'm going to agree with Terry all the way. That defense is stout. And then you just added a soon-to-be Pro Bowl player from Alabama and Pat Surtain. I mean, you just like said, oh, okay, we're just going to give you the cherry on the top. Listen, beware of the Denver Broncos defense. We know about Von Miller, but I'm telling you, he's gonna galvanize that game, and they're going to be playing lights out defense. And we know defense wins championships, and we know that there's some other big name teams in that division. But and we'll get to them later. But I am telling you, please do not sleep a wink on the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brian.
Quarterback Bridgewater is gonna. I think he will manage the game, like T said. He's basically a bridge till they find a quarterback, which may be Aaron Rodgers next year. But see how that goes. But that defense is elite. Von Miller coming back, that's just like a bonus to what they got. And they picked up the corner, as E just said. So they are definitely elite. And I like their wide receiving core, which is you got Jerry Jeudy and Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton, which is big,
nice.
6'3".
Yes.
He's going to be good. And I think Bridgewater will do good. He played well at Carolina, and they really didn't have some of the tools that they have. So I think they are going to do good. I think they'll be second. I think T said coming in first, but I got the Chiefs.
I got them coming in second.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Brian that they do have a stout defense, and all Denver is asking Bridgewater, drive the car, don't crash the car.
Yes.
And the only thing that that they're hoping is, can he throw the football, stretch it out a little bit more down the field? We know he doesn't have one of the strongest arms in the NFL, but he's going to have to make the safeties respect not coming up that much on him because they know his arm's not that strong. Los Angeles Chargers. Malcolm.
Now, this is the team I got going in second place behind the, of course, the other team, Chiefs. I love this quarterback, man. This kid is awesome. I mean, he does his thing, Herbert, and his receiving core is awesome, without a doubt. I mean, Mike Williams, they're looking for Mike Williams to have a big year this year in fantasy, so everybody's going to be picking him, And, Keenan Allen's Keenan Allen, so it is what it is. But that quarterback, they may not have as good a defense as Denver. I agree with that. But they're definitely a better team than Denver all around. So I'm definitely got them in second place. I think second place in that division, definitely.
Terry.
I got them coming in third in the division. Like Malcolm said, I mean, they've got some really good wide receivers. Keenan Allen. On the defensive side of the ball, they're decent too. I mean, they got Joey Bosa. I just feel like, to me, right now, they don't do anything, one thing better than the other. Like, they don't, to me, stand out on offense, or even their defense doesn't stand out to me. Where I think they can win some games, maybe they shouldn't. So that's why I have them coming in third in the division at like 9-8.
Emerson.
Listen, I want to agree with Malcolm all the way about that quarterback. I am in love with him. He is going to be a star in this league. He had them in almost every game last year, and something happened down the stretch where they would lose by a field goal, lose by a late touchdown, lose by a late flag. Something always seemed to happen, but he had them in every game. He is a stud quarterback, and when you have somebody driving the car or driving the bus with star potential all over him, he can lead you places and take you places that you've never been before. I see them surprising a lot of teams this year. When you look on the schedule and you say, oh, we have the Chargers this week, you better beware. I'm telling you, because they're coming to play, they're going to play hard, and they're playing with confidence. And if they can piggyback off what they had going on last year, we know about what they have on the outside with those wonderful receivers, Joey Bosa, as Terry mentioned. But they also picked up some help on that offensive line, and he's going to be a top Slater. Rashawn Slater, I think he's going to be a top offensive lineman, Pro Bowl type of offensive lineman. They got him some help. So they're building something there. Beware of the Chargers.
Brian.
They definitely are building something. That Rashawn Slater is just a cornerstone for a good rookie quarterback. So you can't go wrong there picking that up. And Justin Herbert just coming off an excellent season, 4,000, what do you have, 4,300 yards, 31 TDs, 10 INTs. You don't normally see that from rookies. So you want to see if he can progress now that defenses or teams see what he can do, and if they can find a weakness, and will he be able to combat and make those adjustments. The pickup of their tight end, Jared Cook, was a good pickup for them.
Yes.
Always good to have that relief valve in the middle of the field to work that. Rookie, a young quarterback, can't go wrong. Love it. So I think they're definitely going to be in the thick of things. Will they be second or third? I can't go wrong with that. I think Malcolm got him second. I think I got him a third, but either way, I can't go wrong.
I'm gonna hold my thoughts, and I'm gonna talk about the Las Vegas Raiders. And for some of the younger kids out there, if you ever get a chance, look up The Autumn Wind. It was written by former NFL Films president and co-founder Steve Sable. The Autumn Wind of the Raiders. It was an awesome poem, and it was narrated by John Facenda. Malcolm, where do you have the Raiders?
Oh, also down in the basement. The Raiders. They're fighting for the basement. Man, all they got is Darren Waller, who's a true baller. He's the best player on the team. I mean, Derek Carr is steady. He's all right, and they got no Ruggs at receiver. All they did was get him for speed. They didn't see whether or not he had hands or not. We just want the speed because that's what the Raiders do. They have no defense. I'm going to tell you right now, their defense either is as bad as the Cowboys last year or worse. So, but nobody spoke on that because they already stunk. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I don't see them going nowhere. Yet the Raiders, basement.
Barry.
Yeah, I have to agree with Malcolm. I have them coming in last in the division. Like he said, they really don't have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball right now. And I would even say, even with Carr, I feel like Gruden he doesn't really trust him. So I don't see them doing anything but coming in last at 6-11 this year.
Wow. Emerson.
I don't know what the Raiders are doing from year to year. I really don't. I know Gruden has a $100 million contract. I do know that. And I think that's guaranteed. That's the only thing I can guarantee about the Raiders. That organization, I think they need to do some things and do some research and find out who they are again as the Raiders. I know they're in Vegas now, and there's a lot going on in Vegas, but I don't think there's a lot going on that football field for the Raiders. So with that being said, they're going to finish last.
So much for the autumn wind.
Too much partying out there.
Ryan.
I got them coming in last as well. The defense was ranked 30th. It's horrible. And I don't like what Gruden and Mike Mayock are doing. I don't know what they're doing. It's like they're just drafting players and not drafting for what the team needs. David Carr, I think, is a good quarterback if you get the players around him. And they seem to be half in, half out without him. They seem like they don't really want him, but they don't want to get rid of him. So I don't know what the general manager, I don't know what the coach, I don't know what they're doing. So last.
Well, the general manager is in place, but Gruden has the say. This is the John Gruden show. So let's see what let's see what he does.
Well, you know, they always say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and I think that's what's going to happen. They're just going to stay in Vegas.
Everything's happening except them.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna go to Kansas City. Malcolm, Kansas City, here you come.
Hey, I mean, it's Kansas City Chiefs at the top of the AFC conference period. You know, they're going to be probably again in the AFC championship. And with all that talent with Mahomes, we already know what he can do. He's just a great quarterback. Talented, one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, hands down. They got a great tight end. They got, good receivers, very good receivers, Tyreek Hill's a beast. And they got Harden. Harden's supposed to be starting this year doing their thing. They always find somebody they're going to hit anyway. Their running back is awesome too. That kid's going to do a lot more this year. They're going to put a lot more on his plate this year. So I hope he stays healthy and does his thing. The defense, well, the O-line was the problem in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They fixed that by picking up Orlando Brown. They traded for him from Baltimore Ravens. So they definitely were showing up the offensive line. So they got to keep the offensive line healthy. I mean, other than that, he'd be running for his life again. But he can create plays just in his sleep. Definitely the number one team in the AFC, period. Whether it's the AFC West or AFC whatever. They're just one of the top teams in the league.
Harry.
Yeah, I mean, I have them winning the division. Like Malcolm said, I think that was a good pickup with Orlando Brown. They definitely want to not only protect Mahomes, but keep him healthy. And if, everyone's healthy, they're top offense, not only in that division, but in the league. And they also, let's not take anything away from Andy Reid too. He's one of the best coaches in the league.
Yes.
They're winning the division, 12-5. I have them going. They just have to stay healthy.
Emerson.
Well, we can't take anything away from the greatness of Pat Mahomes. We know what he is. We know what he brings week in and week out. He's going to bring it to you. He'll play you in a sandlot parking lot. It doesn't matter. I question their ability going down the stretch in the playoffs. I don't know how they can handle a team like the Cleveland Browns. I don't know how they can handle a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know how they can handle the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're going to need to show me something this year on how they can handle some of those teams, because those teams bring it week in and week out. Will they win their division? They probably will. But I'm just more worried about them down the stretch when they have to play some of those tougher teams from those other divisions, like I just mentioned to you. I don't know if they're going to be up for that challenge because they played their worst football game, or Pat Mahomes had one of his worst games of the year on the biggest stage of the year.
Well, remember, Kansas City was roughed up a little bit last year by the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
so, even though they lost the Super Bowl, like Ric Flair, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Oh yeah.
And in the AFC right now, you got to still go through Kansas City in my eyes.
Hey,
We're
I
headed-
like Pittsburgh. I like Cleveland. I like what Baltimore brings to the table. Tough, fighting football teams.
Yep.
and we're headed right over there to the AFC North right now. And guess what? The Cleveland Browns, and we're going to start it off with Emerson.
Listen,
Segue.
listen. I'm going on record right now. Right now, Cleveland Browns will represent the AFC championship game, and they will win it. And I believe they're going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
Write it down.
Wow.
Cleveland Browns, write it down.
Brown AFC champions.
All right.
Click.
They,
Tune in January when they lose.
they have all power right now. Listen, those boys they had a taste of it, and I believe they're ready for it right now. That defense, that offense, woo! Watch out. Mayfield is going to be in for a breakout all-pro season. You heard it here first on XO Sports. Cleveland Browns representing the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Harry.
I have them winning the division at 12-5.
Well, you're off my Christmas list.
Well, hey, I'm sorry. Give me a lump of coal or something. But Baker Mayfield, I still am having a hard time believing in him, but he struggled early last season, and then he was able to kind of rebound, and he threw for like 25 TDs and only 8 interceptions. He's got all the weapons that a young quarterback could want. Nick Chubb's at running back, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, and then Austin Hooper at tight end. He's no slouch. And on defense, Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett. I expect him to keep doing what he's been doing, getting to the quarterback, disrupting the offense, the other team's offense. And so if they can develop the young players that they drafted this year and find a way to get them on the field too, I see them winning the division with a 12-5 record.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm.
Wow, Cleveland's definitely a tough team. They're going to be tops in that division, hands down. I mean, the problem with them, they can't beat the Baltimore Ravens. Once they start beating the Baltimore Ravens, then they can win that division. The key is it goes through Baltimore Ravens, that division. So until they beat them, then they got it. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they got the best two-headed monster, one of the top 2 or 3 two-headed monsters with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubbs. They got a great offensive line. A top 5 offensive line is all you need. They got a good offensive line. And their defense is pretty stout. I mean, don't forget they got Jadeveon Clowney on the other side of Myles Garrett.
And they got Beckham back this year.
Yeah, well, Beckham is Beckham. He'll highlight his hair and run down the field and catch a couple of passes. To me, he's all showboat. Showboat and no show. No,
That's his thing, man. That's his thing.
Showboat with no appearance. That's what.
I like Beckham, man. I like Beckham.
He can ball. I am not doubting that. The man can ball. The key is he ain't never there all the time, and he ain't show up in the playoffs before. It is what it is. They're definitely fighting for that division. I want to give it to them. I really do. But until I see them beat the Ravens, I can't give it to them. They'll definitely be up there, though. Definitely be up there. They're making the playoffs, without a doubt. They're definitely making the playoffs.
This is a tough one for me because my team is in this division. So I think I got Cleveland coming out of division, winning the division, I should say. They are just, they got them projected ranked 9th this year. On paper, they are stacked at almost every position. Question I would say my main focus would be, last year they came out with the attitude they knew they were good. So this year, being the ones that are going to be hunted by other teams because they know they're good. So how will they get off to a start different than last year? And can OBJ and Baker Mayfield find chemistry this year? They should.
Oh, yeah.
You figure they still got all the talent around. He could spread the ball around, just give him a few touches. And another threat out there to have. So they're stacked everywhere you look.
Stacked.
Like you said, he picked up Clowney, corner Greg Newsome, safety,
Yes.
John Johnson. It's like I can't see how I cannot pick them to win the division.
Mm.
Or the Super Bowl.
Well,
I'm not going.
Ain't going there.
for me, yeah, I hate to say it, Cleveland looks like they can win the division. But I said, look, like they can win the division. Cleveland has a two-headed monster running game. Now, when you have a two-headed monster running game, that means you're running the football. And last year, Odell was out with a torn ACL. Now, you know Odell is not going to want to run up and down the field and not get the football. So will Odell be a distraction to the Cleveland Browns and mess up the chemistry of that football team? Time will only tell. Cincinnati Bengals. Emerson.
Cincinnati. You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. Listen, the Bengals, it's a wait and see for me. I think Burrow has great ability. Right now, he's still young. He went out with injury, but he was having a really good season. I think they've definitely found the quarterback of the future for that franchise. If they can put some more pieces around him and let's say solidify that defense a little bit, I think Cincinnati can make some noise. Will they make that noise this year? I think they're going to give some teams some tough games week in and week out. And I think this is going to be a great learning season for the Cincinnati Bengals on how do we win, how do we really stay in football games, ball management, ball control. So I think that's going to be Cincinnati Bengals year. I'm picking them to come in last in the division, but I think there's going to be a tough fight week in and week out when you play them.
Barry.
Yeah, I agree with Emerson too. This is going to be more of a learning year for just the team as a whole, trying to figure out their identity on offense and defense. I mean, Joe Burrow's coming back off of from tearing his ACL and MCL. So I kind of expect him to kind of get off to a slow start this year. I do see him and Jamar Chase kind of clicking at some point this year. I'll see. I think that chemistry is going to develop, especially since they were ex-teammates. But other than that, I mean, they need to figure out a way to protect Joe Burrow too at the same time.
Yes.
And they didn't really address the need for an offensive line in this year's draft. I know they went after Jamar Chase, but they could have addressed the offensive line too, but they didn't. I got them coming in last at 3-14.
Emerson.
Yeah, I gave you my listen. I told you I like Burrow.
You already went, Emerson.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be me, actually.
Sorry, Brian.
It's all right, man.
I was still mad with you taking Cleveland first. So
You're fired.
just throwing a little bit of coal at you.
But as T jumped off, you didn't really hear anything about them addressing that offensive line. The growth of Burrow is going to be something to see. After the organization just threw him out to the Wolves last year, he still had a great year.
Yeah.
With like 2,600 yards, 13 TDs, but in just a couple of those games 3 versus the Eagles, he had 8 sacks. Against the Ravens, 7 sacks. That organization just threw him out there, and they needed to address that line. So
They didn't protect him.
if you don't have time, you're gonna get beat up. If you don't have time, you're gonna be shell shocked. So,
Get hurt.
Yeah, they did pick up a couple of players, corners, and nickelback Ike Hilton, but I don't even know who they picked up in the offensive line. That stands out.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, they didn't pick up anybody in the offensive line for the most part. Because, like you said, they had their shot in the first round. But Jamar Chase ain't a bad person to pick up because his chemistry is good, and he was one of the top receivers in the league. And that is Joe Burrow. Boy, and I love Joe Burrow. Now, I loved him when he was at LSU. He did his thing. And the guy is truly a good quarterback. They got to protect him. Like everybody said, it's nothing new. You have to protect your investment. That's their big money man right there.
Absolutely.
That's their big money man. They should have, after that chase, they should have went all offensive linemen, like second, third, fourth, fifth round. Should have went crazy in offensive linemen. But they didn't. So it is. But like I said, T. Higgins is a good receiver too. And Joe Mixon's a good running back. He's a steady running back that's going to move the chains. So they'll do work. It's just a matter of who they're going to stop. I don't see them stopping anybody. And they'll be at the bottom of that division. They're going to compete. Yeah. That's one of the best divisions in football, along with the West, the NFC West. But they will compete. I will say that right now. Yes. As long as Joe Burrow's healthy and can stand up and throw.
They will compete, but I was looking for them to draft an offensive lineman in the first round. And when they went wide receiver, I was like, did you guys just saw what happened to your quarterback?
Yeah.
Getting crushed?
Yes.
But that's Cincinnati. Keep doing what you're doing.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
All right. Baltimore Ravens. Emerson.
Baltimore, listen, I was a little disappointed in their playoff run last year. Lamar Jackson, I think there were some things I hope he worked on during the offseason with his receivers. So they can seem like their communication was off. Something just wasn't clicking last year as we got to the latter part of the season. I hope they've been able to go back to the film room, learn from some of the mistakes, learn some things that they can do better this year. They're tough. They're a tough team. But I just thought somewhere down the stretch, things just were not in place. We saw a different team. Later in December that we saw in the early part of the year. So I hope they made those corrections. And I'm looking for Baltimore to be those hard-fought, tough team that they've always been. They're well coached, and they're going to bring it every week. So I have the Ravens finishing second in this division.
Harry.
Yeah, I have them. I agree with Emerson. I have them finishing second in the division. I feel like that for the first time in a long time, Lamar Jackson finally has a wide receiving core that teams kind of need to respect. They have Marquise Brown, Sammy Watkins, and I like the pickup they made in the first round with Rashad Bateman. I think he'll pay dividends. I see them this year adding some new wrinkles to the offense, other than a lot of the triple option type sets that they like to run. Like Brian said, though, and Emerson just said it too, he's a mobile quarterback. I hope he worked on his skill set. Hope he can come out and be a little bit more accurate. We know he has a gun, but he does have some really good weapons this year where I feel like if everyone's healthy, they can put up a lot of points against teams this year. And we all know their defense has been pretty solid over the last 2 seasons. I have them coming in second, like I said, at like 11-6.
Well, you got Baltimore coming in second
Yeah.
again.
Pittsburgh's coming in third. Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning tomorrow and you see some charcoal on your front door, think of me.
All right.
Malcolm.
Anna.
Yes. First of all, we know Lamar Jackson's a quality quarterback and he's an MVP. True, he's a more or less run threat, and with his legs, he has to be, because the guy is awesome. The key to them is losing J.K. Dobbins for the year, man. That hurt, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they had a two-headed monster with him and Edwards. Oh, man. Gus Edwards, who's going to be the feature back now, but that hurt. That hurt, man. I mean, Marquise Brown is Marquise Brown, and we know the tight end, is going to do his thing. Andrews, just love the last name. That name just rings bells. I mean, he's talented anyway. So the key is we know their defense is going to hold up.
Yeah.
And they won't do worse than second place. Hello, Pittsburgh. So they won't do worse than them, but the key is they got to do their job and stay healthy because, like I said, they got Cleveland's number. It's just a matter of them, doing things to everybody else, So it's just a tough year for them, and they're going to have to earn it this year. And, by the way, he did improve. Jackson did improve in the playoffs. He did win his first playoff game last year. So that's an improvement right there. Before he didn't win a playoff game. So I'll take that.
Brian.
Ravens are going to go as far as their passing attack can take them. Mars got to take that next step to becoming a threat as a pocket passer. Doesn't have to be proficient, but he has to be a threat as a pocket passer. Playoffs, he had a passer rate, 58.2. And a career passing yards, 209 yards a game for a quarterback. That's doesn't really fear people the passing attack. He is a threat, but it doesn't fear them in the passing attack.
Right.
Picking up, you got Marquise Brown and Sammy Watkins. Watkins can't stay healthy. He doesn't really. To me, he's not a number one wide receiver. I think the rookie wide receiver, Rashad Bateman, might be their best receiving core receiver on the team, and he's a rookie, and he's hurt. So we'll see how they go. I think it's going to be a battle between them and Pittsburgh second, and of course, I got to take Pittsburgh. I got to go home.
I don't. For me, with the Baltimore Ravens, I don't see. I see problems with the team with COVID. Lamar is going already twice, having COVID, and I see him getting COVID again during the regular season. Will that affect other players on the team? I don't know. But he said he's going to look into what's in the vaccine, be more educated about it, and so we'll see what happens. But as it stands right now, he's not vaccinated, and we'll see what happens with Baltimore. And I don't see them going second. I see them probably in third place in the division. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Emerson.
Listen, man, my heart is still aching from Super Bowl when you guys beat us, the Lynn Swan catch, when you beat my Cowboys. I'm still upset about that. Okay, we should have beat you guys. Jackie Harris dropped
that was a Super
touchdown.
Bowl. The Jackie Harris one was a killer.
I'm still upset about that. But speaking of this year, I'm a big Mike Tomlin fan. He's going to have his team ready to play, whether the COVID list, if he has just 20 players to dress, he's going to have them ready to play. And like you just stated, Aaron, we don't know what's going to happen with COVID. And that goes with a lot of teams, losing star players that could be out from week to week. We just don't know. But Mike Tomlin is a great coach. I like his style of coaching. I like how he has his teams ready to play week in and week out. And I know I picked Baltimore to come in second, and I was going to add something too about the COVID list, but I know we were kind of putting that on the back burner for next week. I see Pittsburgh going to be right in the thick of things. I think they're going to be right in the thick of things. They have as much talent as any other team in this division, if not more, in some cases. And I love that Blitzburgh defense. So I'm picking Pittsburgh to come in third, and I wouldn't be surprised if something happens, whether as availability, as Malcolm always say, your best ability is availability. They sneak into second place in this division.
Terry.
Like Emerson said, Mike Tomlin's going to have this team ready to go. He does each and every year. Their offense, I mean, you guys have some serious talent on this offense. I mean, Juju Smith, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, and your running back you picked up this year, Najee Harris.
Oh, my God. I didn't even mention him.
Yeah. I mean, you know, your defense is always good, decent, stout. The only issue I kind of see is Big Ben. At this point in his career, to me, he's basically like a dinosaur. And we saw it last year, he struggled, and so did the offense struggle. And going into this year with all that talent, you know, I would just hate to see Big Ben get off to a rough start, and with all that talent on that offense, I hate to see it get wasted. And we all know, as Big Ben goes, that's how the Steelers offense goes. So I have them coming in at third in the division at 9-8. Sorry.
Yeah, Mr. Cold, Mr. Ice. Malcolm.
Pittsburgh definitely getting third in this division. I can't see them beating the Ravens unless there's no Lamar Jackson or the Browns, because the Browns are just too talented right now and they're doing their thing. Yeah, you're right about Big Ben, yo. He's just like that clock. Father Time is taking over, because right now he ain't doing much, and he doesn't scare anybody in the league right now. He's just a statue back there. Can he deliver the ball? Yeah. Does he have good receivers? Yes. And the running back? Yes. It's just a matter of how they're going to do it. But the defense is okay. I mean, you know, T.J. Watts is a baller. They lost Bud Dupree. I mean, Dupree was a killer. Dupree was a killer.
Yeah.
You know, that was a killer. And the boy was bad.
I always like Bud Dupree.
So no matter what, they're going to make some noise. And I say, he said 9-8. He's doing better than me. I'm going to go 8-9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Shots fired.
I know.
You just got crossed off the Christmas list, Malcolm.
Hey.
Brian.
They're basically going off this revamped offensive line. If they can keep Ben upright, just to get through the season will be a miracle. With an additional game and Ben at this age, and they stay healthy, that's basically gonna tell the season right there. Because at the number 2 spot at the QB, me and Aaron had discussions on this. He likes Rudolph. I like Haskins. Neither one of them show greatness. So if Ben goes down, the season goes down. So everything hinges on that. I did like the pickup of the corner that they picked up, Akilo Witherspoon. I like that size. I like corners that 6 feet. Normally Steelers corners are 5, 9, 10. I don't like that. So that's going to put Sutton in the slot, I think, which will help the defense out with the blitzing package. So Steelers, I already picked them to be 2.
Well, I'm looking to see how the Pittsburgh revamped offensive line goes. If the revamped offensive line is decent, Pittsburgh's got a chance. A lot of people are saying, oh, Big Ben is done. Big Ben, that offensive coordinator was fired at the end of the season. And watching the games with Pittsburgh, when Big Ben said, forget the calls coming from the sidelines. I'm just running it. He marched that team right down the field with the hurry up, no huddle offense. But they couldn't run the football last year. And like me and Brian was talking about in the draft, Brian was okay with Najee, but he wasn't too wild about the tight end. And I said, the way Pittsburgh's going about it is they're getting the running back, they're getting the tight end because they want to win now. And they still believe that Big Ben's got some game left in the tank. And we're going to see this year, can Big Ben throw the football down the field, open it up? If he can do it, Pittsburgh's offense is going to be a team to contend with. Guys, NFC North.
Gonna do this quicker.
Yes. Minnesota Vikings. Emerson.
Kirk Cousins. You like that? You like that? I got them coming in second place, man. I got them coming in second place. I think they're gonna come and do what they do. And Kirk Cousins, they'll go as far as he'll take them. I have them coming in second place in that division.
Terry.
I agree with Emerson. I have them coming in second place. I think they're just going to stick to their philosophy like they did last year. Run the ball hard, try and dominate on defense. So,
Malcolm.
Definitely second place, no doubt. I mean, they got Patrick Peterson, pass interference Patrick Peterson, which is a good pickup, but he ain't going to be enough, you know. And Devin Cook's a great running back. So Kirk Cousins, he just ain't going to get him to the promised land. Second place.
Brian.
I got them in second. I've never really been sold on Kirk Cousins. He's a decent quarterback, but he's been getting paid like an elite quarterback. And basically...
supposed to be the savior.
Yeah. So with that, I like that. Number 2. I got them coming in.
Like that. Like that.
If unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, I see the Vikings coming in second. But I think Zimmer is a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
He will always have his team ready to play, and it's a solid football team. But if Aaron Rodgers is there, healthy, Minnesota second. Chicago Bears, Emerson.
Hey, can the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, lead them there, or are they going to turn it loose to the rookie? We're gonna see. Andy Dalton has always been a serviceable quarterback in this league. I don't know what Chicago's plans are as far as that quarterback situation is. I have them coming in third place.
Barry.
Yeah, I have them coming in at third. I know Andy Dalton is been named the starter, but I see Justin Fields taking over at some point this year. They're gonna have to go through some growing pains with him though. But they'll come in third, like 6 and 11.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm.
We're all going to have an agreement on this division, I'm going to tell you right now. This is definitely third place for them. But I love the kid, Justin Fields. Hopefully he'll play probably week 6, week 7. You know, they're going to bring him in. You know, Andy Dalton ain't no threat to nobody. He's not scaring nobody.
Brian.
In the words of Andy Dalton, it's my time. A broken clock, is they say, is always right 2 times a day. So, it's just a matter of time before he's out of there, and the fans are screaming to put Fields in the game, and Dalton's right back where he started on the bench.
I agree. Fields, the quarterback by week 6 or week 7. Detroit Lions, Malcolm.
Basement. Hello, basement, where they usually are. No big deal to them. I mean, they got Jared Goff. That ain't going to do nothing for them. You know, it is what it is. They ain't going nowhere. Like you said, be prepared to see them on Thanksgiving Day, though. Enjoy your turkey.
Emerson.
Unless you're bringing back Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, they're going to finish last.
Ooh, it's getting cold in here. Terry.
Yeah, I have them coming in last. I mean, they got a new head coach in Dan Campbell. They have Jared Goff, but I mean, for them to even win some games, he has to just be what he was with the Rams. and their wide receiver core is not talented. They're coming in last, like 4-13.
Brian.
Hey, coming in dead last, maybe, in the league. Golf, he had better talent when he was with the Rams. Now he's on this team, so you expect the worst. It's going to be the worst. As Malcolm said, enjoy your turkey, because that's a horrible game.
Green Bay Packers, Emerson.
Number one in the division. He's a bad man, Aaron Rodgers. They will be first in that division. Say no more.
Harry.
Yeah, I have them coming in first. I mean, even though Aaron Rodgers basically bashed the whole organization, he did say more than once at the press conference that he had a great relationship with Matt LaFleur. To me, it's the same thing every year with the Packers. They don't need their defense to be great. They just have to be consistent. And if they could do that, they can make some noise beyond winning the division.
Malcolm.
This is too easy for them. I mean, Green Bay is Green Bay. You know, they're going to win that division hands down without a doubt. And Aaron Jones, he's going to be a good player. Of course, you know, Devontae Adams is going to do his thing. All they're going to do is play pitch and catch between, you know, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. The defense is okay. They're stellar enough to win. So, because Aaron Rodgers usually puts the pressure on all the team. So, that's it for me.
Brian.
Number one in that division, Malcolm alluded to, defense is okay. Aaron Rodgers makes it look like team overall is a juggernaut. But this is good. Aaron Rodgers' tour. It's like his college pro day. He's basically showing other teams, look at what I could do. And then he's out of it.
Me? Mama, there goes that bad man again. And if that bad man can stay healthy, that's the NFC North right there going through Green Bay again.
Yes.
Watch out for those Vikings, though. Minnesota Viking fans, I'm telling you, I think you guys can make some noise. Minnesota, I'm rooting for you.
But, guys, great show.
Great show.
Glad to have everybody back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And once again, to the lives that were lost during this hurricane, our hearts go out to the families.
Yes.
So much. And words cannot describe that this tragedy that happened. On Wednesday, we will be back with a new episode 19, with NFL picks. And so please look for our show on Wednesday. Harry, how about that button?
Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Just want to wish everybody out there happy Labor Day weekend. Hopefully enjoy some dogs, hamburgers, and relax. Enjoy that one day off from work before you have to go back on Tuesday.
And I ask everybody, please tune in on Wednesday for the opening of Emerson. I ask everybody, please
This guy, man.
tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your uncle and your aunt, because you're going to say, Mom, Dad, come here. I want you guys to look at this. So please tune in on Wednesday.
You're a YouTube sensation.
Send us out.
All right. We want to thank everybody once again for watching Ed Soul Sports. You want to be there for number 19. It's going to be a hot show. You want to be ready. NFL ready. We're ready. The world is ready. Let's do it. It's time for some football. Tune back into Exo Sports. We'll see you Wednesday. Peace.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.